Hey, everybody, the NFL draft is over. It was a long 3 days. I know it was for me. I'm sure it was for you guys, too. Cardinals are getting rave reviews for their draft. I gave them an A. A lot of people gave them A pluses. I wanted to go through the picks and then let's talk about it. Isaiah Simmons at number 8. I can't believe they fell. He fell that far. You come back with a first-round talent in Josh Jones, a tackle out of Houston. Then they also get two huge defensive linemen and Lecky Fotu and Richard Lawrence come back with Earl Weaver and Ino Benjamin fell in their laps at number 7. Am I missing anybody? I think that's all of them, right?
I think that was Evan Weaver, not the famous Earl Weaver.
Oh, well, I like Earl. They could have drafted him, but I think he's dead.
They really reached for Earl Weaver.
I would have loved that pick.
Okay, it's Monday morning, and I'm on my first cup of coffee. All right, Evan Weaver. He's one of my favorite players that the Cardinals drafted. I'll get to him in a minute, but I want to go through what you guys think. Like I gave you my grade. I wrote about it Monday morning. What do you guys think? I'll start with Ken.
I like this draft a lot. I love the pick of Isaiah Simmons at 8. I guess really the only other alternative there to me would have been taking the offensive tackle. One of the offensive tackles would have filled an immediate need, but I like the playmaker on defense. And I really like the 2 fourth-round picks, adding to a defensive line. We saw what the Cardinals finished last season with among that group. They needed some depth there, and they got it.
Catherine, what say you?
Yeah, I thought it was a really fun draft to watch the way they put it all together. Kind of like Kent said, and you too, Bob, that some people just fell into their laps and they capitalized on those picks. I would not have guessed ahead that they go 4 out of 6 on defense, but I think those all make sense and will help the team. Richard Lawrence, I thought he was really fun when we talked to him afterwards. Having,
Do you know he grew a full beard at 13 years old?
Well, that's a stat that, I think we should be talking more about, to be honest.
That's what we do here at AZ Central. We dig deep. What say you, Woody Page? What did you like about this draft?
Listen, I'm not Woody Page. I grew half a beard at 40, all right? But let me tell you one thing I didn't like about the draft was that Kliff Kingsbury was not wearing socks. That was a problem for me. But aside from that, when you focus only on the picks, the draft built in a logical way. I really like Isaiah Simmons because of what everybody says about the versatility and how he allows you to have a lot of different players, right? It's like having more guys on the roster. Well, then you bring in a defensive lineman who can really get up in there and stuff it. We saw what Fotu did when he was up at Utah. Utah had one of the best defenses in the Pac-12. Frankly, I thought that's why it was going to the Rose Bowl. What I really like about the offensive lineman from Houston is that he seems like an NFL guy who hasn't had to go against NFL competition for the last 4 years, which means his body might be a little bit fresher, which means he might be eager to step up to a challenge. I think the draft built in a logical way. I'm excited about it. I like the way that Kent does things, though, how he kind of looks back at it and he evaluates a draft a couple years later. But for now, I'm excited about the guys we've got in town.
I think Jones could be the starting right tackle here, but I don't know if he's going to crack that starting lineup this year. Kent, you and Fitz, do you agree with me on that?
It would seem a stretch with Marcus Gilbert coming back, with Murray coming back. I mean, they've got some guys there that have played a lot of football. The thing I wonder about Josh Jones, and don't get me wrong, I think it was a great pick for the Cardinals in the 3rd round, but there has to be a reason a guy most people thought would go in the 1st round is there in the 3rd round, and team after team passed on a young, talented left tackle. What was the reason he dropped? Yeah. I think it's a lot to ask of a 3rd round pick to come in and start on your offensive line.
Nothing came up about Josh Jones that I'm aware of, other than he just slipped. Before I ask you if you were wearing socks or just showing them for decoration, I wanted to ask you about Ino Benjamin, Greg Moore. I want to hear your theory about, does he fit? 7th round, good pick. And I'm going to go back to Mr. Summers because I think you guys disagree, but I'm not sure if that's true. But enlighten us, please.
I love Ino Benjamin as a football player, but Ino Benjamin needs the rock in his hands. I don't know that he's going to get the ball in this offense. You've already got Chase Edmonds there. You've already got Kenyon Drake there. You've already got the best wide receiver in football on one side of the ball, and then maybe the best wide receiver in the history of football on the other side. I just don't know where that Ino Benjamin fits in on this offense, and I'm curious about how he would handle a special teams role.
Kent, what do you think?
Yeah, I like the pick a lot. I like what the guy's made of. I like his attitude. I like his ability. Yeah, he was projected as, fourth on down. He was really never going to go to a team, I think, where he was going to be, one of the top two backs, or at least we wouldn't look at it in April and say, this is it. But to me, he's a guy, if something happened to Kenyon Drake, if something happened to Chase Edmonds, DJ Foster, et cetera, you could feel somewhat comfortable plugging Ino Benjamin in there. But I'm with Greg. Hey, what role does he play on special teams? Can he be a returner? Can he cover? Because, third, fourth team running backs, you got to be able to do that.
I'll tell you one thing about Ino, though, that I would look forward to seeing if I was a Cardinals fan. Like, I don't know what he's going to do at the NFL level. That guy's hard to tackle. You can't coach that. You do not bring him down generally in open field with just one defender. He makes people miss. He absorbs contact. He keeps his feet churning. I think if he gets an opportunity, he could surprise a lot of people. But again, for me, I'm just worried that he won't get an opportunity whatsoever.
We'll wrap this up real quick. I will say this. The Cardinals look like they're done to me. I think in talking to everybody, that they probably will look for some veteran help. It always happens around training camp. We're not sure when that's going to happen. Look for a cornerback, a safety, maybe an extra tight end. But let me ask you each one last question. One sentence each. I'll start with Fitz. Your favorite part of the entire draft, not just Cardinals, the entire NFL draft. Fitz, what do you got?
I think it was just so fun for us all to have like a shared thing to watch again. So just kind of seeing that collective watching of the draft, the kind of more intimate shots of seeing what people's lives are like outside of just football. I think that was something that they are looking into, finding ways to weave that in future years, and just having everyone be able to enjoy it together was fun.
Greg, what do you got?
All the Arizona State guys that I've been watching the last couple of years, they're going to get their crack at it, right? Brandon Ayuk, Ino Benjamin, and then a bunch of guys signed as undrafted free agents. I'm interested to watch these guys.
Kent, what was your favorite thing of the entire draft weekend?
Well, it was not seeing Roger Goodell in a T-shirt on Saturday.
I like this.
What I like most, and kind of pivoting off what Catherine said, I like the fact that it was lower key, and we did not hear the term war room a lot. I mean, I wish the league would retire that. It's a ridiculous term. It puts too much. This league's so full of itself anyway. That's what I liked, is that everybody kind of sat back and calmed down and realized that this wasn't the most complicated undertaking since D-Day.
My favorite thing was some of the personalities. We got to hear the stories, but I did not like, and maybe I should ask you what you didn't like. I didn't like some of the things that we saw on the network about the tragedies and the rush to judgment, little catchphrases put on the chyron at the bottom of the screen. I think we could have done without that. But overall, I thought it was a fantastic success, just like you three people are. And I love working with you. I can't wait to see you. I mean, it's been like months.
It's been at least 40 days and 40 nights, Mac. It's rough.
I've been building a boat just in case. That'll do it.
Good. That can rival Jerry Jones.
Yeah. Mine will have oars, though. They won't have motors and jet skis. Cheerleaders. Oh, maybe it would. Cheerleaders.